talking.
Yeah. Oh, there it goes. You got it.
There you go.
Wow. Okay, I'm gonna move that away
Too
from me
loud.
now. Maybe. Testing, testing, 1, 2. Yeah. Okay. All right. Hey, I'm gonna still stand back here. Let's get started. We'll call to order the March 25, 2026 Spring Lake Board meeting. I think we do our roll call first. Michelle, if you would, are you ready? Are you still working on that? I mean, I can sing a song if you'd like, now that I've got a mic
Please be ready, Michelle.
in front of me. Yeah. Well played.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right, go for it.
Okay, Josh Bruger,
I am here.
Joe Bush.
Here for Joe Bush. Emily Grash.
Emily is in for Joe.
Okay, Emily who?
Grash, Grasch.
Okay, Rick Soldo.
Here.
I'm here. Jim Walters,
Here.
Carly Schultz,
Here.
John Nash, Dave Billinghurst,
Here.
Roger Vanderstelt,
Here.
and Stephanie Barrett.
Here.
Okay, we have a quorum.
All right, got it. Any additions, corrections to the agenda? Actually, let's do this way. We'll do a motion to approve the agenda. Would anyone care to make that motion?
So move.
All
Stephanie.
right, moved by Stephanie. Anyone care to second it?
I'll second it.
And seconded by Carly. All right, any additions or corrections? Rick, are we good on that? Or, yeah, Paul, thank you. You're Rick. Paul, I'm Josh.
Yes.
Rick and Paul. Hold on, is that the Beatles? No. John, Paul, anyway.
We're thinking the Beatles.
Yeah, it's been a long one, guys. It's up until about 12 o'clock last night after a Ottawa County Board meeting, so you can only drink so much coffee before it goes off the
So
lid.
Josh, I did get a call this morning from John, and he said he would be stepping down, but I don't know if he was gonna formally send like a letter or something.
Okay,
And I think he said in the interim, Gordon maybe,
maybe in for
but
him.
I'm not,
Okay,
not positive yet, so.
so John Nash may be
As a
stepping
Spring
down.
Lake Township
As a Spring Lake Township
Yes.
rep.
Yep.
Okay, all right. I will give him a call later this week and
Okay.
find out a little bit more info on that,
Yep.
next steps. Spring Lake Township will need to appoint another person. All right, so if there are no other additions or changes to the agenda, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. Could I get a motion to approve the draft January 28, 2026 minutes?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Carly?
I'll second it.
All right, who was that? Was that Roger?
Roger.
Roger seconded it. Any discussion on that? I do know that we had an individual let us know that we had not put it up, the draft minutes up on the website.
They're
In a
up there
timely
now.
fashion, they're up there
They're up
now,
there
and
now. Yep.
we'll continue to work on that.
We'll
So.
see.
Thanks, Paul. All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Financial report. Now we can go to Rick.
All right, you got 3 documents. Let's start first with this. This is our transaction report,
The
right?
present.
Yep. So you can see very little in the expense categories. We have our normal progressive invoice. We've had a couple of legal costs. These were Ottawa County legal costs that were passed over to us because of the legal work they did in setting up the accounting proposal, which we accepted and is now in place. Everything else on this sheet is all related to the receipt of taxes from all the municipalities. There's no subtotal at the bottom, but on the next page, which is the budget versus actual, you'll see 521,000 received to date. Okay. So looking at the budget versus actual, obviously, we're very early into the year, so there's not a lot of significant action on this. But the thing that I agreed to do was put together a draft budget, which I'll touch on in a second. However, on the budget versus actual as we speak right now, it remains the same budget numbers that we put together 3 years ago when we began this process. So until we formally approve a budget, then these will remain our actual numbers. And you can see in the 2026 planned budget, there's 670,000 of expense, 670,000 of taxes. So it was anticipated that that would be, the same. But in my view, everything continues to look good. But you can see we have now accumulated quite a large cash balance. We opened the year at 673, we've picked up 521 from taxes, so we're now looking at close to $1.2 million that's currently in our kitty. Turn to the budget proposal. I really focused on two key elements. One was, what is the actual amortization schedule for the bond? So as you can see, for 2026, I expect us to spend $426,657. That's down from the $468 that was in our original budget. And if you just scan your eye across that row, bond payments, you can see that it declines slightly over time, right, with a total payout of $2.9 million. So this is relatively substantially less. As you can see, in most of the future years, we're almost $100,000 under the budget that we established. So the result of that, of course, is we will see continued cash increases. Assuming that everything else remained the same and we're now paying less, we will establish consistent growth in our cash balance, with 747 for 26, going up to 1.7 million in 33. So we have some decisions to make as a board. Is what do we do about this? We talked several meetings back about the possibility of reducing the period where we are taxing the residents. We agreed to hold off on making any decisions on that until we had gone through essentially this process. But we could come to that conclusion in some future debate. We could also say that there are various things that we want to do for the lake. The watershed management plan is a piece of that, and there could be other things that we think are worthwhile. So I don't think our goal tonight is necessarily to come to any conclusions around that. I think there's some important discussions to have. But I think we have the financial wherewithal to accomplish both our goals as well as choose what we might want to do in terms of future taxation. So I'm actually pretty happy with the results. Now, I have continued to use the original budget for all the other expenses, but as you saw in last year's numbers, in general, we were slightly under those. So if I remove the $468,000 from the bond, really we're talking about $200,000 a year of other expenses. 100 of that is in aquatic plant control, and then about 100 in various other categories. If we assume that that's likely to continue, then we should see the growth in our cash that I've described.
Rick, this is terrific, thank you. How come my mic is the loud one?
Rick, when do the bond payments, when do those start coming out?
The first bond payment will be in June of this year. We actually make 2 payments per year. There's a large one in June and then a small one in December.
Okay.
Like our property taxes.
Right. Might be connected, I don't know. But in any case, yeah, we start this June. And that's one of the reasons why our number this year is a little larger. We actually got the bond issue in April of last year. We're not making our first payment until June of this year. So there's a little more interest in that first payment.
I have a couple questions for you on this. I don't know if anybody else, I don't ever like to go first, so.
I would like to make a couple comments. First, this is great. Thank you so much for putting this all together for us, including the future outlook. That helps a lot. One of the things that we had talked about was possibly taking care of other aquatic problems before they come up. And I think, this helps to show us there's going to be budget for it. And, the reminder to residents and everything else, we can pay this off early. If we end up, a few years out, we realize that, we're not going to need it for the full term, we can pay that off early.
I know later in the agenda, we'll be talking about the proposal for the watershed management plan. We can talk about some of the timing of that. I probably would urge us not to get too excited and make urgent change, right? Let's take a few months to really understand where we're going with that plan, and then we can come to conclusions about taxation and alternate spending choices.
Oh, I'm thinking a few years.
Exactly.
Yeah, a couple years early.
To make that clear,
Let's not
I'm
get carried
talking a
away.
few years out, not right
Wanted to
now.
reinforce
Oh,
that point, that
absolutely,
I
yes.
think, it's a good start, but now it gives us the choices in the future that we might want to consider.
Absolutely.
Anybody else?
Yeah,
Great.
so,
Yeah.
so when will we have the budget, the bond budget, when will that be paid off for the bond?
33.
33.
33.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've taken this out as far as the bonds are continued to be paid.
By that time, we might be thinking about another alum treatment.
I suppose it's possible.
Hopefully not, but
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
Our goal is to prevent that. To prolong it as long as possible.
Anybody else? I think the two thoughts that come to my mind, one, I recognize that, yes, we spent less on some of these items. Sorry, you've got, so field evaluations, water quality, those are all just the same number, and you mentioned that you kept those in
Yes.
part because
I
in the
just kept
prior
the
year, we
budget
were
the same.
down. Yep.
And since, now, I didn't bring my 2025 final report that I handed out last month, or last session, but if you look at those numbers, I think our spending was 120,000 versus the 200. So even in that year, you know, I think we're properly budgeted for a lot of these various categories.
I think what I would feel maybe a little more comfortable with is if there was some sort of inflationary factor in there, unless Paul can commit to kind of charging us the same amount every time. What do you think?
yeah, we're committed for now unless there's
No?
additional work.
Up until
Yeah.
2033?
Yep,
Oh, you are?
the legacy of Tony.
Wow. Thank you, Tony. That's great. Okay, that's terrific. So then, yeah,
Yeah,
back
and
to
the bonds
Stephanie.
are hard dollar numbers.
Yeah, they're hard
so
dollar
they're not
amounts
gonna
too, so.
change. Yeah.
Yeah, and then so back to Stephanie, we have the opportunity to, as you point, and Rick, pay off the bond early. That's always a nice thing to do. We did that a few times, City of Grand Haven, Ottawa County, and it basically saves our residents money and interest, and everybody's thrilled about that. And then also, there's no end to the amount of work that we could do, so. I think the third one I did have there is a limit to how much we can have in reserves. Isn't that right? Was
There
it Lloyd's
is
Bayou
for-
who had to give money back, or?
There is for the Township Improvement Act. I'm not sure that there is for the Lake Improvement Board
Okay.
Act. We can have.
I just want to make sure
a
we don't
legal
have
opinion
too
on that,
much.
but-
It's,
Yeah,
yes,
the-
we're going to use it for the appropriate purposes, but I
Yep.
want to make sure we don't hang on to too much that we
Correct.
run into something.
Yeah, that's just fiscal responsibility, basically, so, yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's
One other point before I close. I received an email from Joe Bush a couple of days ago asking if I would meet with their financial director at Ottawa County. So I did that yesterday. The fact that we now have a fairly large liability, right, for the bond is now creating some concerns about how that should be managed in terms of Ottawa County's books. Traditionally, we were kind of immaterial to the overall number, so they did our accounting, they did our audits, or they supported the audits, et cetera. Now there is some concern that, wait a minute, now we're carrying a much larger debt. With that said, Ottawa County has no responsibility for it at all, right? The Spring Lake Lake Board has primary responsibility. We are backed up by the municipalities who signed off on the bond support. And so it's not that Ottawa County would actually carry any significant exposure, but it has caused some question marks about how is the board established, how independent is it, and how should the financials be run as a result of that. I think the worst-case scenario is that we would have to separate out the audit activity from what's being done with Ottawa County. If that occurs, we still have all the financial work. The accounting work that produces all of this is still being done. Checks are paid, et cetera, by Ottawa County, but we may incur some cost associated with setting up a new audit. That would be disappointing, given how much work I spent, getting the RFP, getting the reviews, essentially, of the different accounting options. So to hear it at this point is concerning for me. Nevertheless, it's just a work in progress. I'm just giving you a heads up that there's an open topic here. We'll be in contact with our attorney and also the bond issuer. There are some questions about some guarantee points on there. Once I have that information, I would imagine certainly by next meeting, I can provide more full details.
If I may, so for me, for my drain accounts, each drain account is its own individual corporation with the right to sue and be sued. So when Muskegon County does their full audit, mine is a separate component unit. Mine is rolled in as far as what they pay, but then I have a separate audit.
I understand.
That is included in there by the same firm, everything else at a, reduced rate because they're already doing everything else. And we may be able to do that with Ottawa.
Totally understand. Yeah, I expressed, I certainly would prefer to keep everything status quo. We've put a lot of work into setting all of this up, but nevertheless, we have to do what's right. And so let's let the attorneys weigh in, and we'll come to conclusions at that point.
Rick, thank you very much. Bravo. So I think what I would do is entertain a motion to accept the financial report. Would anyone care to make that motion?
So moved? Stephanie?
By Stephanie, second by Jim. All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. All right,
Send me
Okay,
the electronic
who
copies of
moved in
things.
second?
Stephanie moved,
And
Jim seconded. Sorry, I went fast on you. And what did you need, Paul?
I was just saying, if you could send me electronic copies so
So
we
you
can
can
put
upload
it
it.
up on the
Upload it,
website.
that would be great.
I'll do that.
And now that we've just accepted that, I thought of one more thing. Rick, I wonder if, wouldn't want to go all out with a balance sheet, but is maybe a statement somewhere that says the bond balance is?
Good point. In fact,
Something.
I think I suggested that in the past, and I've completely forgotten.
Okay, all right, there we go.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm happy to add that in.
Cool. All right, item number 6, consultant report. Who's got
All right.
that? Is that you?
That would be me.
All right,
Can you hear me okay, or?
you're on, you're
Okay.
live.
So, I don't have bifocals, so I'm gonna have to take my glasses
You want
off.
to borrow?
So what I did is Jared did this work, the permit for the mechanical harvesting required a joint permit because Spring Lake is part of what's called Section 10 waters of the United States, so it requires a joint permit application through Eagle, which is the state entity, and the Army Corps of Engineers, which is the federal entity. We did get a fairly quick response from Eagle saying that they are not requiring a permit for mechanical harvesting. But the,
Sorry, can you say that again? Because does that ever happen? Eagle is not requiring a permit?
yes, it does happen periodically,
Okay,
but
I'm
yes.
back on my chair now and my jaw is back up again. Carry
All
on.
right.
Yep.
So the Army Corps is still evaluating whether a permit would be required or not. But they did require that we contact DNR to determine whether there is threatened and endangered species on the lake and whether there's any conditions or, exclusions that might involve that. So that's still in the process. We do expect to get a decision before the next meeting, obviously, so. And then on the other email, Jared just provided a schedule for the field work that's going to be done this year. So the first activity would be water quality sampling, and that would be, I think it's tentatively scheduled for next Thursday. And then the week of May 4th would be the initial aquatic plant survey. Typically, if there's treatments involved, they're typically the following week. So anticipate a treatment the week of May 11. This next survey would be approximately June 8, with the next treatment approximately June 15. And the next survey would be the week of the 4th of July or shortly after. I think actually 4th of July is on a Saturday this year? Friday.
Bummer.
So
Sure we'll get
the
Friday.
survey would be the week after that, and then the treatment would be the following week, the 13th. And then if there was harvesting, the tentative dates are starting July 20. We would avoid the Coast Guard Festival, of course. And then the week of August 10 is when we have a survey scheduled and also the water quality sampling. And then approximately the week of August 17 would be if there is any required final treatment. I would say the caveat being that sometimes we do identify Phragmites during that last survey. That's typically treated in September, so there could potentially be a treatment after the week of August 17, but it would likely be just for Phragmites. So,
Paul, if I heard that, could there 3 surveys, 3 treatments?
potentially, yes.
Potentially, yep.
Yep,
And then potential mechanical harvesting middle of
yep,
July.
we're targeting July. That seemed to be when the native vegetation was at its peak or around there, so. It varies every year, but that's in general, so.
And then a Phragmites treatment potentially
In
after
September.
August survey
Right.
is complete.
And that would probably be after Labor Day. Yep.
All right.
So that's concludes the consultant's report.
So concludes. Any questions on the consultant's report? Nope. All right. Thank you very much. Moving on, item number 7, technical committee update. I think we know this guy. Oldo and Waters, who is that? Oh, okay. Hey, there he is. Take it away.
So basically, where we are is at a point where we have a document that we prepared, that was prepared for us. We went back and forth from the Ottawa Conservation District that I think incorporates all of what we talked about at previous meetings about having them perform some of the duties of the watershed management plan ahead of schedule, since they're already working on things, with the anticipation that we will hopefully get the grant. Even if we don't get the grant, it's still something that's very important to our mission, and so we wanted to go ahead and not just wait on that grant. I think the document incorporates everything we need to. It's basically a memorandum of understanding. It's not a legal contract. It says, you know, what they're going to do, what we intend to pay for, and on what timeline, and that we will be moving forward with the watershed management plan based on what's being done. So I have the 2 documents here tonight. We can, Rick can sign, I've signed it, and we can get it to Ben Jordan, and once that's completed, we can get you a PDF to include in the minutes, just so that we have that on record. Yeah, if you want to provide any
Yeah, Sarah, you're here.
updates as to
Yeah.
anything else that's
Step on up.
that you're working on,
Is
which
this
is
on?
the important fun part, not the paperwork.
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much captured it. You know, we had a quick little meeting with Rick the other day just to confirm, you know, obviously we're including, you know, pretty much all streams in this plan. We call it the Spring Lake Norris Creek Watershed Plan, just because those are the 2 main water bodies. But yeah, no, that's about it. Haven't necessarily started anything yet, but I think we're going to be starting on some more things. Actually, we're going to do some farm field surveys tomorrow, driving around in the watershed, so.
We also talked briefly about anticipated schedule for moving through all of this. And I think
Yeah.
our goal would be to have this completed through Eagle by middle or latter, you know, a little later, maybe by fall of next year, so that by the end of '27, we're in a position to seek grants and that type of thing.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
a
and
lot
I
of
don't
work to
have-
do, but
Yeah.
hopefully we have the time to make sure we get it done and done
Well,
well.
hey, we got already a good chunk of the monitoring done last year, so we're gonna be doing a little bit more obviously this year, what we wrote down there. And I haven't heard any official news on the grant yet, but I heard a little bit of unofficial news that we're currently ranked around 4, which is right around the cusp of are we getting funded or not, so I'll keep you updated. So,
Good,
But yeah.
thank you.
yep,
Jim, I'm just wondering if, so this MOU that you have, are you able to pass that around, or? And I apologize, did that go over with
I just
email?
have 2 copies of it to sign for tonight.
Okay, so
I
you don't
guess I
spill
thought it was
anything
a
on
need,
it?
but, you know, the email chain, I think, went to part of the board, not all the board. So we could certainly get that final copy to the whole board.
Yeah. I just was thinking if there's a dollar amount on there for the agreement, we may want to vote
Yeah,
to say,
we
yeah,
can-
we authorize you to
And
sign.
it, you know, this, we voted on that at previous.
Did we do
already
that? Oh, we
approved.
did.
Yeah,
So
was
that
last-
dollar amount's included in previous minutes. This is just memorializing what we talked about essentially at the, so it's 11,550 is the dollar amount.
Okay. Good,
And
thank you.
There's a kind of a rough breakdown as to where that goes to.
Sarah, you said that the grant application was ranked number 4. Was that the Watershed Council or the WP? The Watershed Council. Okay, that's what I thought, but I just wanted to clarify.
I don't think the 205J, I don't think we'll get that one.
Right.
That's a fairly large.
That's kind of what I thought, but yeah, all right, thanks.
Basically, the amount is 10,500 for salary, labor and travel, and then $1,050 for administration and overhead that's in.
Given that we understood kind of the core concepts and what was going to be proposed, and what the price was, and that we had approved that in the last meeting, is the board okay with Jim and I signing this now? And, but we will distribute the form, electronically to all the board members so they can take a look? Is that reasonable?
As long as the dollar amount is within the,
Yeah, it's the same number.
all right, beautiful.
And I did read it, and it was
Stephanie
exactly
approves?
what we spoke of, yes.
All right. Good deal. No, I think we're fine. Yeah, if you guys are. Thank you for all the work on that. That is great. All right, Item 8, communication update. Carly, is that you?
Yeah, basically, if you've got anything to present, Carly, on the Facebook page, but
So basically what I've learned because of the way our page is set up, it limits me from posting anything other than pictures. Like I can't post
okay.
documents. So those two that we wanted to input last time, I wasn't able to convert them to a picture file. So I don't know if anybody has a way of doing that. I mean,
can look into that, yeah.
I think I
Luke might-
previously had it on a different computer for work, and I don't have that access anymore. So if somebody else has access to convert files to a image file, then I can input it. Otherwise, I'm basically gonna have to take a picture of it and input it. I don't know how nice that's gonna turn out, so I prefer to try it,
Do you know, is it like a JPEG that
We
it
just need,
accepts? Or
it'll accept any picture file. So as long as we can convert that PDF to a picture file, then it
Yeah, we
shouldn't be a
we should
problem.
be
I
able to
just
do
didn't have the
that, yeah.
capability of doing it on my computer, so I figured somebody hopefully would have that capability. I know it's possible, I just didn't have access to that.
Paul, you
so.
got that?
Yep,
We could email it to you. and
Yeah,
you can-
so anything you want me to put on there, I think we're trying to be uniform with what we put on the website. So
Right.
anything you put on there, if you can just convert it to a picture file before you send it to me, then I will have no problem uploading that, so.
all right, so
Yeah.
I did include in that handout, we had updated several fact sheets that we were gonna put on the website and also send them to you for the Facebook page.
Yes. It's
So-
possible to do.
Yes, you
convert
should be
them.
able to do that.
I tried a
Yep.
few different ways and it wasn't coming out, so.
Yep, I can,
Yeah.
I can do that.
Yeah.
That is great. All right.
The addition of that, moving on to that one?
Oh, yeah, so, and one of the items is on addition of committee members. We had a question, I believe, about, the process to do that. I don't know if you've made any headway yet,
So
but
it
I'm
looked
happy to
like,
look into
it
it.
looked like the process was similar to what we did before I was on the board, where you guys hired the riparian rep, which Jim is now. So whatever process was done to,
I think it was posted on, there was basically an advertisement on the website for the position.
okay. So
Yep.
I don't know if we could relook at how that was
Yep.
done, and then we can have a version of that for the website, and then I'll just put the same
Yep.
version on the Facebook page, and as long as we have a window of time, to narrow it down.
Yep.
That way it's open to everybody, and we accept who we want to accept then.
That sounds good. I imagine we'll do interviews at some.
I think that's how, you had to come and.
Yeah, everybody had you could speak on basically whatever you wanted to.
I do
think we
remember that,
submitted
actually.
questions online to Gordon Gallagher, who then forwarded them to the board, if I recall.
That sounds
Right,
right.
yep. Yeah, we can look back how that process went and create something
Vaguely
similar.
remembering that, so.
And we came to the meeting and were completely caught off guard on standing up and speaking
Yeah.
publicly.
Right, we did, yeah, you guys had to come up and, yep.
Yeah, yeah. I think we were just viewing at the time. I don't think we were on the board yet, so.
Is that what it was?
That's
Yeah,
what,
I
like,
think
it
we were
sounds
watching.
familiar,
Does it
but I
sound
don't
familiar
know
to you?
how it
Okay,
went down,
yep, Carly, I
so.
remember it from something.
Yeah, so that's what I believe the next way
So-
to do that is, so.
From a timeline perspective, it would be.
I
oh,
missed
sorry.
what we were talking about.
Oh.
It's talking about committee members, but I don't know what it is for either.
Yeah, so we had talked
Social
about
media.
having other people help
Communications.
me with social media and
Oh.
communications, so.
Thank you.
Okay.
In order,
There's only 2 people on the committee.
right.
It's basically me and Carly, so.
In order to open it up to the public to, apply for that, we want to make it open for everybody and advertise equally, so that is what we're talking about
Thank you.
pursuing. Yeah, sorry for the confusion.
Had some qualified people that were looking at the riparian position that I'm in.
Yeah.
And if we could
Right.
reach out to them.
Right.
I know a couple, but if we had those contacts, you know, to specifically alert them, because one of the things that we talked about back then was that it's not just being on the board. If there's subcommittees that they want to participate in, they can certainly have a lot of value. So
Right.
they're obviously motivated if they were here before.
Yeah, and as far as access to the Facebook page, I can share that with any board member if they want, if you guys want to have more access. I mean, just let me know. I think I already shared it with you guys. Just for,
Too much responsibility.
I know, I don't know what to do with it.
you don't have to do anything. It was just
We'll
more,
probably have to put John's opening on there too, right?
Right? Well, that'll be,
That's not
township
up to us.
does that.
To the
That's up to Spring Lake
township.
Town.
Oh, yeah.
The
Right, yeah.
township
They
appoints.
choose.
Yep.
right,
Good thinking, though, yeah.
right.
Hopefully they're looking at someone who's on the lake and has a connection.
Yeah,
Well,
We
I
don't
would
have any,
think so.
we don't
yeah.
have any choice, I don't know if they
Oh,
sign someone we don't want.
well, now we're stuck with them, Dave.
I mean, you can go to that meeting and make recommendations, but they don't have to follow. So it's a public meeting, but
I suppose though, Carly, when they do post it, you could post a link to their application.
Sure.
Right from Spring Lake Township's page.
Yep.
Just to
to-
help
Just to help
get the word out.
Get the interest
Yeah.
out there, yeah. So from a timeline perspective, our next meeting is, I'm looking here, May 27. Do we want to wait until May to review said advertisement, or do you guys feel comfortable finding what we did last time and posting it?
yeah, I mean, we would basically mimic.
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know,
I think
Just
we can
change the
mimic it.
name, basically, that's about it.
And then-
I don't think we need a meeting. I don't.
No,
It's pretty straightforward.
yeah, I think if you, we can
Go with
reword
it.
it.
I tend to agree, otherwise it'll be Christmas before we find somebody.
Right.
Right, right. So it'd be nice to be able to put that out there, and maybe have it, the deadline be our meeting and then, or something, I don't know. We can,
Okay,
so.
keep us posted, I guess.
All right.
That's great, though. All right, next item, new business, invoices. Invoices?
Oh, if we have any invoices, that's just.
No? Nothing? Oh, our finance people are looking around like somebody else must have them, so that means we don't have any.
It's quiet, it's barely spring.
Right.
Oh, do they need to be paid? Oh. Sarah's paycheck, sorry. Yeah, I thought it was a volunteer thing. Yeah, no. Deal. Actually, I guess that we do want to make sure that we do have invoices paid more promptly than we have been able to in the past.
So should,
Have you sent that in yet? Okay,
It came on the same thing as that. It matched what they had approved earlier.
okay, so we're able to
but
actually,
I wasn't sure who was actually writing the check, or if it was,
thought you were, Paul, that'd be great. No, we should figure that out.
I don't have that.
waiting for you to start working.
Okay,
So I don't know if you need to make a motion on it or not,
I think we
since it's already
probably should.
approved, but
Yeah,
yeah.
we've
it's
now
probably-
approved the document. I think we can vote on it now. I can get it into Ottawa County for payment, so.
so
Approve it.
do that, do we, yeah, I'm sorry, I don't
Dollar
have the,
amount?
yeah. Have you got the
Yeah,
invoice?
the actual, I don't, on my phone.
Yeah, everybody's looking at their phones. Hold, please.
Did that come from you, Sarah, or was it? Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Perfect.
How you doing, Paul?
Is that helping?
More
Don't
time.
have it
It's
yet.
not helping? Okay, all right. We'll keep it going.
I think yours was the one from February 25th.
Oh, I just got it now, okay.
It's probably not helping you at all, is it? Yeah, well, it's stressing me out.
And Sarah, the only thing I have is the draft MOU, not an invoice. Did you send that in a separate?
Thinking before we vote on it, I would love for everybody to have a look at it. And
Yeah, it's not.
Well, while you're looking for that, we can move on to our next thing, and we will have public comment after that and questions. I know Greg's here, and
I got
you
it.
may have something too. Oh, you got it?
Yeah, what do you want me to do with it?
Well, I stalled long enough. Are you,
So
is that a
can
pass-aroundable
you
format?
Or
Are you
you
able
can
to
send it to
email?
Paul, and then you can put it on the
Yeah.
screen.
Oh,
Would that be easier?
yeah,
I
Paul.
don't have, this isn't hooked to my laptop, though. This is just the
Oh, okay. No problem.
township, or the, yeah.
We can put it up. Oh, I see what you're saying.
No, that's, I mean, we can just pass it around then.
I'll just pass it around. In a white mode, I suppose. You got that? You don't need
Yep,
to see it. You're
I
not
don't,
voting.
I saw it. I know it matched the right number.
Grab that and pass it down.
Board for finding it first.
Down.
So I'll pass it, motion, the motion would be a motion to approve a payment to the Ottawa Conservation District. Sarah, is that the legal entity? Yes, it is. Okay, that's the Ottawa Conservation District, in the amount of $5,275. All right, here you go, I'll pass that back. We work
I
on the
did
fly
find it,
sometimes
Tom.
here. It looks like about half, 50%.
Yeah, 5275 is the amount on there.
Yep.
So I would make a motion to pay the invoice to Ottawa
Conservation District.
in the amount of $5,275 as submitted.
Thank you, Stephanie. Would anyone care to second that?
I'll second.
Seconded by Rick. And because it is a payment, we'll have to do a roll call. So Michelle, whenever you are ready. And Emily, I'm sorry you can't vote for Joe. I mean, you could say yes if you want, but take it
Okay.
away, Michelle.
Okay, Josh?
Yes.
Okay, Joe's not here. Rick?
I
Yes.
think she actually can vote,
Oh, can't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
because she's a,
I'm
it
Deputy
doesn't
Vice.
have to be,
Oh.
they changed the law back in the early 2000s.
You know, Joe called me ahead of time and just said Emily's going to be there, but she can't vote. So what does Joe know anyway? I apologize, we interrupted the voting. Josh was a yes, so she can vote.
Okay.
Yes.
Jim Walters?
Yes.
Carly Schultz?
Yes.
Dave Billinghurst?
Yes.
Roger Vanderstoot?
Yes.
Stephanie Barrett?
Yes.
Okay, motion passes.
All right, excellent. Hey, we had an invoice and we paid it. Now let's just see if we can get him the money. Sorry, Sarah, that sometimes does take a little while. All right, board member comment. We can go around. Emily, would you care to start as our interim board member? Or
Oh, geez.
you don't have to have a comment. It's just an opportunity if you care to.
No, great work that you guys are doing. Before this, I was executive director at Muskegon Conservation District, so I know the importance of the work that's being done in Spring Lake. So, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Last time I mentioned that diesel oil spill, and I sent Paul all the information that I had. I have not heard nothing after that. I think it got taken care of. I don't
Okay.
know for a fact. But whatever was in that information I sent you.
You haven't seen any, like, residue or
I haven't
anything?
seen anything at all,
Okay.
so I just wanted to bring that up. It was quite we had a big barge
Yeah.
that leaked diesel fuel all over the lake. But I sent Paul all the documentation and everything that I had from it. I have not heard anything else of it.
Yeah, it's typically a fire department that responds to it. Sometimes
Correct.
it's Eagle responds to it, so, yep.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Roger. Carly, were you able to put anything online on that, or did we?
Again, if I have, no, I didn't.
You didn't have anything?
I didn't really know the situation. I was kind of just following email trails, and
Okay.
so I didn't really know what to go with that. So, let me know if you want me to put something.
Yeah, I didn't know if we had a picture of it or something like that. I think at this point, it's probably in the past.
Yeah.
If
I
it had
mean,
turned into a bigger catastrophe, perhaps we would have sent a
Right.
photographer out there.
Sure.
Yeah, you can go out there with video
Yeah,
camera.
yeah.
and
Might
live
be in
feed.
the stage of sleeping dog at this point.
Yeah, might be. All right,
wanna
let's
bring it
lie.
back up.
No, that's true. All right, Roger, thank you. Dave, have you got anything?
I guess I got an issue with what time we have the meetings at. It was a big deal that we have them at 6 o'clock because we'd have so many people here. And I count 1, 2 people, less than at 6 o'clock than 4 o'clock. So I think we should have the meeting at whatever time we want to have it.
Well, the next one's at 4, so we're good.
Next one's at 4, so
Right.
good, we'll win that.
Right.
Yeah. You're right, this was gonna be a try, let's see how many people come. I feel like we ought to maybe do it one more time and see what happens. Yeah, but, yeah, duly noted.
Perhaps simultaneously having our online broadcast has changed that too, so.
Yeah,
Could help.
yeah.
We didn't really talk about that when we were switching time.
Those who are attending the meeting in Florida, hello. All
At
right.
least a couple of them.
Stephanie, how about you?
Nothing at this time.
Michelle? Round the horn.
There.
Good, all right, Carly?
Yeah, if we know that link, like, I don't know how soon before you get that, but I can always put that on the event
Oh,
info,
the link to the,
because there were people asking about it.
Yep.
And so,
Yep,
I
I
mean,
can-
I'm glad you found it quickly, and it wasn't a big deal, but if we
Yep,
know
I
it
can-
going in, I can just
forward that.
add it and.
I got it like 2 days ago, so.
Yeah, no, so that's fine.
Yep.
But if we know it, then we can have it on the page
Okay.
and, you know, have it available for everybody, so.
Rick, how about you?
I want to express my pleasure at the progress that we're making. Carly, great work on the communication side. You'll be getting some additional resources, and I think we have opportunity there. I think the financials are in good shape, and I'm really excited about where we're going with the technical committee. I think back a year and a half ago where we were, right, we've really made some very nice progress, and I'm proud of the whole committee.
Yep. Jim, how about you?
Nothing more than that. I agree with what Rick just said. We're in a good spot.
Thank you very much. Paul, you're, nothing. Well, I would echo Rick's comments. I'm just actually very impressed, especially having all the financial reports at our fingertips like this. Getting the website up and going and running. I mean, we're making progress, so that's good. All right, this time we've got public comment. So if anyone, I know Greg, I talked a little bit earlier with you. You're welcome to step up to the microphone and share any concerns or ask questions. We're a little bit less formal, as I have learned, than our full board, so carry it away.
And
Oh,
I
if-
apologize, I need to just get caught up on some things. Mainly concerned, I live.
If you do your full name, I apologize.
Greg Pastonic,
Greg Pastoni, there you go for Michelle, and then carry it away, Greg.
and live in Forest Cove at the end of Petty's Bayou there. And looking at our bayou, basically, we are in the north end of that. And that thing is just getting filled up with silt and muck. We used to have a boat launch, we used to have a beach, and now we have 3-4 foot of muck. I'm wondering what opportunities are there, what could be done to help alleviate some of that problem? And then the other thing was, is your schedule of when you evaluate and the treatment, is that online someplace?
Yeah, we could probably put it on the website. I don't think that's a problem. Yeah, we can do that.
Just
Yep.
something that,
Yep.
see what's going on. And then what's mechanical harvesting, what is that?
So, yeah, do you have?
Yeah, go for it, yeah, you bet. We're, as I said, informal
permission,
tonight. Yep.
yeah.
Permission to speak, sir.
So basically what mechanical harvesting is it's basically like a combine on the water. It's driven by paddle wheels typically. So it has pretty maneuverable, but it doesn't go very fast. And it has a hydraulic cutter blades on the front. It goes up and down. It has cutter blades on the bottom and on the side. So it basically cuts just the plants that are in front of the machine. They get cut and they go up on a conveyor, and then there's another conveyor that it goes, and they just fill up the machine as they go. So what it does is it removes plants from the lake rather than just killing them and having them drop to the bottom.
And blowing the end of my bayou, that's great.
Right. The caveat is they have to have about 18 inches to 2 feet is preferred of draft to be able to get into areas, so.
I didn't know what mechanical harvesting was, and that's great.
Yep, that's exactly what it is, yep.
Back to the other question, is there any opportunities for dredging the end of that bayou area there that just fills up with silt.
I have the same situation in Stall Bayou. I live at the end of Stall Bayou, and it's a big part of why I'm on the board. right?
Okay.
And there's no question, we've seen at least a couple to 3 feet of water, lowering over the last few years, and that's
Yeah.
at the heart of it. So we don't control Mother Nature, and any dredging kind of activity, the truth is, there's a lot of work that will go into that and cost. So, we've already done some initial in our part of Stall Bayou, and the costs are potentially significant. With that said, we're putting together a watershed management plan, and we are looking for how can we make sure that the whole system is effective, and we're watching out for plant life and animal life. And I think there may be opportunities in the future for us to look at different bayous and say what is possible. But in
I
terms
think
of
you do have
dredging,
a stream that comes in fairly close to where you're at as well.
There's a couple that are coming in there, and the one that's between Kelly and 148, there's a runoff in there that comes in. Nice to have a map.
Yeah.
And that thing is just loaded with Aphrodite. Is that? At the end of
Petty's.
Petty's Bayou.
That's the one to the east, the far east.
I mean, going down the bike path, you can see down that whole stretch all the way out to the bayou that thing is just loaded with it. I don't know if
Phragmites or
that gets treated as well or gets considered for treatment or,
Yeah, primarily, we're concerned about the shoreline areas, but yeah, that's something that can be looked at, obviously, because Phragmites does go upstream quite a bit, or upland quite a bit because of the nature of the plant, so.
cattails at the end of our, is there any way of controlling those? Or now that they're all dead and dried off, is it possible to burn that?
Burn permit from the township probably to burn them.
That'd be an easy thing to do.
Yeah, but if the cutoff as far as what Eagle considers needing a permit or not is if it's actually in the water. If it's out of the water, then people can cut them, yep.
We've got 4 foot of muck between the water and at this point, so.
May be able to go, cut them out or, yep. But you can't you can't use machinery by hand. Eagle, as soon as they see like a bobcat or something like that, they're gonna require a permit for that.
But I could, and I can get with the county, and we've got a trash pump we could use to control it, but we could burn it then to.
I'm not in charge of the burn permits, but
Right, but I
That'd be
mean,
Spring Lake Township, is that right?
yeah, it'd probably be the township. If
Right.
you're in Spring Lake Township, right?
right.
Yep.
I could probably get that right at the 148th or Fruitport Road and,
I would assume so, yes.
Right.
Yep.
okay,
Start there anyway. yeah.
Super.
Yeah,
thank you.
welcome. All right, anybody else? Nope. All right.
I wanted to know if when you harvest them, if, instead of going,
Yeah. Cut it off and take it away. Nope.
So it depends. Some of them areas may be treated. Most of the treatments are directed towards invasive aquatics or exotics. But yeah, it's usually a mix of exotics and natives, so.
and how long about,
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a trial thing right now, and I don't know if you're at the beginning, but we're trying to get a permit to, right now, so. It's all, pending the permit, so, yep.
And the harvesting timeline would be in, I think you said August, September, is that right?
Probably, you're
Or
probably
toward the
looking at July,
Oh,
like
sorry.
later July.
Oh, that's right, July
Yep.
20th, that week, the middle of July, okay.
Not during Coast Guard Fest.
Not there, yeah.
Now, our bayou gets
Yep, they're probably targeting the exotics and those treatments, yep, yep.
Paul.
Oh, Carly's
So-
got one.
So Paul, do you have like an average, like where are lake levels right now in like according, like the normal average for this time?
Yeah, I mean, you can go online and look at Lake Michigan levels. Typically, the Spring Lake will mimic that, but I think we're a little low right now.
It seems low right
Yeah,
now, so
yeah.
I was just, think
I
that
don't
probably
think it's
isn't
like
helping your
historical
situation.
low.
It was
but
12 inches a couple
Yeah.
weeks ago.
Yeah,
and all
it
that
is.
rain
Corps of
hit us.
Yeah.
That Army Corps of Engineers projection, we used to be on our website, is that still there? Are you still pulling that in?
I don't know if it is, but if it isn't, we can put it out there again.
It might be nice to
yeah.
have, just to make
Yep.
connections for what, some of the issues that are out there.
Neat tidbit of information for everyone to have. Good question. All right, well, I think we've covered it all. Our next meeting date is May 27 at 4 PM. Got that one?
Love it.
And with that, we are adjourned. Thanks, everyone.
All right. Don't you want to do the gravel for like the adjourn, you're adjourned?
There we go.
It's official.
It's official now. Yeah.
Stomach's growling, I'm hungry right
And it's just fun. How often do you get to do that, right?
Today at the board meeting, I try not to do that.
I know, right?
Right, I feel like it's, but last
Only if you
night,
have to like break something up. Right?
recesses, and I think the one that was getting closer to 10 o'clock, everybody was like, "Yeah, go ahead."
Gotta do it. Have to do it. Gotta do it.
And boy, yep. Yeah, everybody.
All right.
I know we'll have at least one person interested in it, so I can't wait for 85, 90.
Oh, I did.
So-
That's not mine. Mine is mid-60s to mid-70s. I'm a neck.
Husband, he is getting
Yeah, less messy.
very
Yeah, for sure.
to ride the motorcycle.
Well, my husband used to joke, I only get to see you
Yeah, I
outside in the
appreciate
spring and
that.
in the
Yeah, no, I
fall,
think
and I'm like,
that's
yep, because I don't go out in the summer and I don't go out in the winter, because it's too hot or it's too cold, but in those other 2 months.
I'm like, I could just make it a donation.
Those are me.
I don't, I mean, I was fine making it.
Chemical ride, I've got it all mapped out.